You want clean milk that chills fast and makes bright, tangy cheese. That starts before the first squeeze. Set the stand on level ground. Lay out your tools in reach. Wash and dry your hands. Brush the dough's belly and udder, so loose hair does not fall in the pail. Warm a clean cloth and wipe each teat. Pre-dip. Wait. Dry with a fresh towel. Strip a few streams into a screen cup and look close. Clear and even flow means you are good to fill the pail. When you finish, the clock starts on flavor. Filter right away. Cap the jar. Drop it into an ice bath that reaches the shoulder of the jar. Stir the milk in the jar to move heat out. Your goal is 40 degrees within 1 hour. Do this every time and your chèvre will set clean, drain steady, and taste fresh. Chapter 1: Milk, Chill, and Sanitize. Opening beat. The stand is quiet at first light. You line up pail, filter, jars, and towels so nothing crosses your path. Today's cheese starts here, with habits that keep grit out, keep hands clean, and get milk cold fast. Scope. This chapter covers the milking routine for home cheesemaking. You will set the stand, prep the udder, perform a strip test, collect milk in a covered stainless pail, filter into jars, and chill to 40 degrees within 1 hour. You will keep a simple log that proves each step was done. This is not a guide to machine milking or veterinary work. Safety. Work with clean, short nails and tied hair. Keep children and pets away from hooves and hot water. Use stable footing for you and for the goat. Wash hands with warm water and soap. Dry with a clean towel. Sanitize food contact gear before you begin. Keep disinfectants off the milk path. If the dough looks ill or the milk looks wrong in the strip test, stop and do not add that milk to your cheesemaking supply. Tools and materials. You will need a milking stand with a head catch, a stainless pail with a lid that fits, a soft udder brush, warm water in a clean bucket, 2 clean cloths, teat dip such as iodine, single-use paper towels, a strip cup with a mesh screen, filters that fit a wide-mouth funnel, a wide-mouth funnel, glass jars with tight lids, a basin or sink for an ice bath, ice, a food thermometer, a simple notebook and pen. Setup. Place the stand on level ground. Check that the head catch locks and releases. Lay out your tools so your clean items do not touch the floor. Fill one side of the sink with cold water and ice. The water line should reach the shoulder of your jars. Set the pail lid within easy reach. Set the strip cup where you can tip to see the streams in daylight. Rinse the filter funnel with hot water and air dry it upright. Bring the dough onto the stand and secure her head. Brush the belly and udder to remove loose dirt and hair. Udder prep that prevents debris. Wet a clean cloth with warm water. Wring it so it does not drip. Wipe the udder and teats with slow, steady passes. Use a fresh area of the cloth for each teat. The skin should look clean. Pre-dip each teat and count to 30. The dip needs contact time. Dry each teat with a single paper towel. Dry means no film and no moisture ring. Do not skip drying. Moisture pulls dirt down the teat. Strip test that guards quality. Hold the strip cup under 1 teat. Express 2 to 3 streams. Check the screen for clumps, strings, or off color. Milk should look clean and smooth. Repeat for the other teat. If you see flakes or strings, stop. Do not add that milk to your cheesemaking supply. If the flow or color looks uneven, stop and reassess the dough before you collect anything. Milking technique that reduces splash. Open your hand around the top of the teat. Close your fingers from top to bottom in a steady roll. Do not pull the teat down. Keep the pail close to the udder to shorten the fall of milk. Angle the pail slightly so streams hit the side, not the pool. This reduces foam and splash. Keep rhythm. Focus on clean movement. If the goat shifts, cover the pail with the lid until she settles. Resume when you have control again. Protect the milk between squeezes. Keep the pail covered whenever you need to adjust, reach, or pause. Do not leave the pail open to dust or wind. If anything falls into the milk, stop. Remove the debris with a clean spoon. If the debris is barn straw or manure, discard the batch. Clean milk starts with 0 excuses. Finish and post-dip. When the flow slows to a few weak streams, stop milking. Post-dip each teat. Leave the dip on while you process the milk so the sphincter can close under protection. Release the dough after a few minutes. Return her to a clean pen with fresh water. Check that she walks sound and calm. Filter and jar without delay. Carry the covered pail to your clean counter. Place the funnel in a jar. Seat a new filter into the funnel. Do not reuse filters. Remove the pail lid and pour in a steady, smooth stream. Replace the filter if it slows or backs up. Cap the jar at once. Fill the next jar. Keep lids on when jars are not being filled. Label each jar with date, dough name, and time. Rapid chill that preserves flavor. Move the filled jars to the ice bath. The water should reach the shoulder of the jar. Add ice so the bath is cold, not slushy warm. Crack each lid a quarter turn to vent heat, then tighten again after the first 5 minutes. Stir the milk inside the jar with gentle swirling to move heat from the center. Set a timer for 1 hour. Your target is 40 degrees by the end of that hour. Faster is better. 30 minutes is excellent. Thermometer checks that confirm the chill. Use a sanitized thermometer. Open one jar after 15 minutes. Read the temperature. Note it in your log. Close the jar. Add more ice if the drop is slow. Check again at 30 minutes. Check again at 1 hour. Record each reading with the time. If you are still above 45 degrees at 1 hour, change the bath water and add fresh ice. Continue until you hit 40. Record the finish time. Clean the milk path now, not later. Rinse the pail and funnel with cool water to remove milk residues. Wash with hot water and detergent. Rinse with hot water. Sanitize with a food-safe sanitizer. Air dry on a clean rack. Wash and dry the strip cup, brush, and thermometer. Launder cloths with hot water and a simple detergent. Sun dry when possible. Daily log that builds repeatable results. Open your notebook. Record the date, dough name, yield by volume, start and finish times, and temperatures at each check. Note the result of the strip test in simple terms. Write down any odd smells, foam, or debris. Note any change in feed or weather. This log becomes your proof and your memory. It explains a soft set or a sour edge. It shows why a day's cheese was perfect. Quality checks you can do with your senses. Hold the used filter up to the light. It should show faint foam and fine droplets, not grit. Smell each capped jar before chilling. Good milk smells sweet and clean. After chilling, tip the jar and watch the cling on the glass. Clean milk leaves a thin line that clears fast. Cloudy cling can point to high somatic cells or slow chilling. Your notes will help you link cause to result. Troubleshooting quick hits. If the goat kicks or the pail tips, use the lid. Calm your stance. Start again when the animal settles. If hair appears in the pail, your brush work was too quick. Brush longer and repeat the warm wipe. If the filter clogs fast, pour slower and replace the filter halfway. If chilling is slow, use more ice, stir the jars, and change the bath water at the halfway mark. If you cannot reach 40 degrees in 1 hour, reduce jar size and increase ice depth next time. Why 40 degrees matters. Protein and fat structure hold the set you want in Chèvre. Warm storage lets native enzymes and stray microbes get ahead of your culture plan. Fast chilling slows that race so your added culture can work clean at 85 later. The habit protects flavor and texture. It also protects your family. The number is simple to remember and simple to prove with your log. Sanitation mindset that pays off. Sanitize food contact gear before each milking. Keep sanitizer off the milk path. Rinse with hot water and air dry. Keep cloths fresh. Keep towels single use. Keep the pail covered when you move. These are plain habits. They remove guesswork and excuses. They build trust in every jar. End of milking routine. Return the chilled jars to the coldest shelf of the fridge. Line them up by date so the newest batch sits at the back. Clean your sink. Dump the ice water away from walkways so it does not make a slick spot. Hang cloths to dry. Put the log where you will see it tomorrow. The routine is done when the gear is dry and stored and the notes are written. Verify. Before you close the chapter, check 3 points. First, your filter shows no grit or clumps. Second, your log shows a temperature of 40 degrees within 1 hour. Third, your jars are capped, labeled, and cold to the touch. If all 3 are true, your milk is ready for pasteurizing or direct culturing later. Document. Take a clear photo of the clean stand, the pail with lid, and the ice bath at setup. Photograph the strip test screen if anything looked odd. Photograph the thermometer at the 1 hour mark. Clip these images to your log or store them in a dated album. Visual proof helps you spot drift over time. Strong exit line. Your milk is clean, cold, and logged. You have built the base that good cheese needs. Next, you will choose how to heat it for safety without dulling the fresh flavor you want. Chapter 2, Pasteurize or Not. Opening beat. You have cold, clean milk in jars. Now you decide how to heat it, or if you heat it at all. The choice shapes flavor, texture, and safety. You will make that choice with numbers, not guesses. Scope. This chapter helps you choose and run a home pasteurizing method for small batches. You will learn low-temp long time and high-temp short time, quick cooling, and simple logging. You will not add culture or rennet here. You will not age or bottle for shelf storage. Safety. Work with steady heat and a safe stance. Hot milk burns. Keep kids and pets out of the work zone. Use a clean thermometer and sanitize tools that touch milk. Follow local rules for milk sales and shares. If you are serving elders, pregnant people, or anyone with a weak immune system, pasteurize. Tools and materials. You will need 2 stainless pots that nest to form a water bath. A clean spoon with a long handle. A food thermometer that reads in 1-degree steps. A timer. Clean jars with tight lids. A fine strainer. Ice for a deep bath. A notebook and pen. Optional is a clip to hold the thermometer. Setup. Wash and sanitize the spoon, thermometer stem, strainer, and jar lids. Rinse with hot water and air dry. Fill the larger pot with hot water, so the smaller pot will float without tipping. Set an ice bath in the sink. The water level must reach the shoulder of your jars. Place your notebook open to a fresh page with the date and batch size already written. Thermometer check. Before you heat milk, test your thermometer. Place the tip in a cup of crushed ice and water for 2 minutes. It should read 32 degrees. Note the result. Bring a small pot of water to a rolling boil. At sea level, the boil is 212 degrees. Note that reading. If your thermometer is off, write the offset and apply it during the hold. Decision guide. If you want the brightest fresh flavor and you are confident in your herd health and handling, you may choose raw. If you want a wider safety margin or you will serve at a potluck or market, choose pasteurized. Both paths can make good cheese. The method you run must be exact and repeatable. Method 1. Low temp long time. This is a gentle heat and hold. Steps: low temp long time. Strain cold milk into the small pot. Set the pot into the hot water bath. Stir with slow sweeps so heat rises from the bottom. Bring the milk to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Start the timer only when you hit target. Hold for 30 minutes. Repeat the target, 145 for 30 minutes. Stir every 3 to 5 minutes so heat stays even. Watch the dial. Do not drift more than 2 degrees. Adjust the stove to keep the bath steady. When the timer ends, lift the pot to the ice bath. Stir until the milk cools to 85 if you will culture today, or to 40 if you will store first. Ladle through the strainer into sanitized jars. Cap and move to the coldest shelf. Method 2. High temp short time. This is a quick heat and brief hold. Steps: high temp short time. Strain cold milk into the small pot. Set it in the hot water bath. Stir as you heat. Bring the milk to 161 degrees Fahrenheit. Hold for 15 seconds. Repeat the target, 161 for 15 seconds. Keep the spoon moving during the hold to stop hot spots. Move at once to the ice bath. Stir until you reach 85 if you will culture now, or 40 for storage. Strain to jars, cap, and chill on the cold shelf. Quick cool that protects flavor. Cooling speed matters. Warm milk lets stray microbes grow, and it dulls fresh notes. Your goal is 40 degrees within 4 hours for stored milk. Faster is better. Change the ice water when it turns warm. Spin the jars gently under the surface to move heat out. Flavor notes and trade-offs. Low temp long time keeps more of the fresh barn sweetness. High temp short time can mute that edge and taste a touch cooked if you overshoot. Both methods set well for Chèvre when you add calcium chloride later. Long holds give a softer cream line. Fast holds can feel a bit firmer. Your notes will show what you like. Avoid scorching. Milk burns fast on bare metal. The water bath spreads heat and saves the bottom of the pot. Keep the spoon moving near the wall of the pot and along the base. If you smell cooked milk, move to the ice bath at once and change to low temp long time next time. Carryover heat. When you lift the pot, temperature may climb 1 or 2 degrees. Plan for this. Ease off the stove a bit before your target and let the number settle. It is easier to nudge up than to correct a spike. Verify. Write down each checkpoint. Time you hit target. Time you ended the hold. All temperatures at 5-minute marks for low temp long time. Peak temperature for high temp short time. Time you reached 85. Time you reached 40. Write the thermometer offset if you used one. A complete log shows control, and control leads to repeatable cheese. Common fails and fixes. Miss the hold window. Start timing only when you reach target, and reset if you drop below it. Scald ring on the pot. Always use a water bath, and stir the sweep line on the wall of the pot. Slow cooling. Add more ice and salt to the bath, change warm water for cold, and keep the jars moving. Cook taste. Use low temp long time next round, and stir more often. Thermometer drift. Replace the battery or the unit. Keep a backup cheap analog as a cross-check. Care. Hold pasteurized milk at 34 to 38 degrees. Use within 5 days for best flavor in soft cheese. Keep lids tight to stop fridge odors from creeping in. Do not store near onions or open fish. Milk absorbs smells, and they will show up in the cheese. Document. Record date, herd source, batch size, method used, target temperature and time, stirring notes, start and stop times, and cool down times. Add one clean photo of the thermometer at peak and one of the ice bath. Circle any hiccup in red, so it is easy to find later. Recap. Pick a method and run it tight. Stir steady, hold the exact number, cool fast. Log every step so you can repeat the win. Strong exit line. Your milk is safe, cold, and documented. Next you will warm a clean pot to 85 degrees, add culture and rennet, and wait for a clean break. Chapter 3. Culture and set at 85 degrees. Opening beat. Your milk is safe, cold, and logged. Now you warm it to the sweet spot and ask 2 helpers to do quiet work. First the starter culture, then a small touch of rennet. Time and stillness will do the rest. Scope. This chapter covers warming milk to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, adding a mesophilic Chèvre culture, adding calcium chloride for pasteurized milk, diluting and adding rennet, and holding for a clean set. You will not cut or drain in this chapter. You will end with a clean break that bends and splits, not a runny tear. Safety. Work with clean hands and sanitized tools. Keep the pot stable. Keep the heat low and steady so you do not scorch. Do not taste from the pot during the set. Keep pets and drafts away from your workspace. Tools and materials. You will need a stainless pot large enough for your batch. A food thermometer that reads in 1 degree steps. A long spoon. A small cup for dilutions. Clean measuring spoons. Mesophilic Chèvre culture. Liquid rennet. Non-chlorinated cool water. Calcium chloride if the milk was pasteurized. A clean lid or a flat baking sheet to cover the pot. A timer. A notebook and pen. Setup. Sanitize the pot, spoon, thermometer stem, cup, and lid. Rinse with hot water and air dry. Place the pot on a burner that can hold a gentle low flame. Set the thermometer where you can read it without touching the bottom of the pot. Write the date, batch size, and target temperature at the top of your log page. Place a clean towel near the pot to catch stray drips. Warm to target. Pour the milk into the pot. Set the burner to a low setting. Stir with slow, even sweeps from bottom to top, so heat distributes without foam. Watch the dial. When you reach 83 degrees, lower the flame and ease toward 85. The number can drift 1 degree either side. Hold it steady. Turn the burner off once you are at target. The mass of the milk will keep the heat. Add the culture. Open the packet over the pot. Sprinkle the culture across the surface. Do not dump in a pile. Let the powder rest for 2 minutes so it hydrates. Stir for 30 seconds with up and down motions that reach the bottom. Set the timer for 30 minutes and let the milk ripen. You are aiming for 30 to 45 minutes. Ripening gives the culture a head start and sets pH direction for a clean set later. Calcium chloride for pasteurized milk. If you pasteurized, add calcium chloride now. Measure the dose on the label for your batch size. Mix it with a tablespoon of cool non-chlorinated water. Stir it into the pot for 30 seconds with gentle up and down motions. Calcium helps rebuild protein links that pasteurizing softened. That small step supports a firm but tender curd. Prepare the rennet. Use liquid single-strength rennet. Measure 1/8 teaspoon per gallon of milk. Mix the rennet with a 1/4 cup of cool non-chlorinated water. Stir the cup for a moment so the rennet spreads through the water. Do not let diluted rennet sit for long. It fades in strength when it stands. Add the rennet. Pour the diluted rennet into the pot in a thin stream while you stir with a calm up and down motion. Stir for 30 seconds. Stop the motion and remove the spoon. Tap the spoon over the pot to return any drops. Cover the pot. Note the start time in your log. Quiet pot discipline. Set the pot where it will not be bumped. Keep fans and drafts away. Do not move the pot once you cover it. Hold the room near 70 degrees. If the room is cold, place a dry towel around the pot to slow heat loss. Recheck the temperature at 15 minutes. If you slip below 83, warm the pot a touch on the lowest flame for a few seconds. Lift the lid as little as you can. Replace it at once. Set time window. A soft chèvre set usually forms in 45 to 60 minutes. Some milk sets a little slower when the season changes. Do not rush. At 45 minutes, test for a clean break. If it is close but still soft, cover and wait another 10 minutes. Keep your notes tight so you build a picture of your milk across weeks and months. Clean break test. Slide a clean flat spoon or a clean finger into the surface at a shallow angle. Lift slowly. A clean break will split neatly and show whey that is clear and pale. The line will not fill with milky liquid. The curd will hold a smooth edge that bends a little. If the cut tears and fills with clouded whey, cover the pot and give it more time. Check again in 5 to 10 minutes. Reading the whey. Clear and straw-colored whey means you stirred gently and your set is sound. Cloudy whey points to movement, too much rennet, or a slip in temperature. Very bright green can mean a firm set that may drain fast. Your log will help you connect color to outcome when you drain later. Hold temperature steady. 85 is the friend of this style. If you go much above 87, the set can firm too fast and trap moisture. If you drop below 83, the set can lag and weaken. Use your hand on the pot to sense warmth. Use the dial to confirm. Short, low bursts on the burner can correct a small drop. Stir only if the number drifts, and you must move the pot a little to warm. When you do stir, keep it slow and brief. Rennet strength and milk age. Fresh rennet works clean. Old rennet can give a bitter edge. Mark the date when you open the bottle. Keep it cold and capped. Use within the maker's window. Milk that is a few days old may set slower and drain drier. If your milk is on day 4 or 5, expect a longer wait before clean break. Note it in the log so you do not blame culture or rennet for a time shift caused by age. Signs you are on track. The surface looks satin, not glossy. The pot smells sweet and slightly tangy. The whey at the edge shows as a thin line. A light tap on the side of the pot jiggles the surface as one piece. These clues appear before a clean break and tell you patience will pay. If the set is weak, give it time first. 10 minutes can change a lot. Check your temperature. If you ran cool, nudge back to 85 with a short warm-up. If you added too little rennet by mistake, you can add a tiny extra dose only within the first 15 minutes. Past that point, a second dose can give a rough texture. It is better to wait and learn from the note. If the room is cold, wrap the pot in a dry towel and move it to a warm counter. If the set is too firm, you may have overshot heat or added heavy rennet. Next batch, cut the rennet slightly and hold your warm-up tighter. For this pot, you can still make good cheese. Later, you will handle the curds with extra care and reduce drain time to protect moisture. Flavor starts here. Culture choice sets the tone of the finished cheese. A chèvre starter with the right blend gives a gentle tang and clean dairy notes. If you want a brighter snap, a longer ripen time before rennet will push pH down a bit farther. Start with 30 minutes. Try 40 next time if you want more tang. Write the ripen time next to the set time so you can read cause and effect. Time discipline. Write down the exact minute you sprinkled culture. Write the minute you stirred. Write the minute you added calcium chloride. Write the minute you added rennet. Then write the minute you saw a clean break. These times will show patterns. They also help you spot drift when seasons change. Avoid foam. Do not whip air into the pot. Air can trap in the curd and create weak spots. Stir up and down with the spoon kept under the surface. If foam appears, let the pot rest until the surface clears before you add rennet. Cover choice. Use a lid that fits or a flat baking sheet. A towel over a lid can drop lint into the pot. Keep covers clean and dry. Replace the cover right after each check. Thermometer care. Clean the stem with hot water. Sanitize it. Dry it. Do not scrape the bottom of the pot with the tip. That can give false high readings and can scratch the pot. Hold the stem halfway to the bottom for the most honest number. Verify. You are ready for the next chapter when 3 points line up. The thermometer reads between 83 and 86 degrees at the moment of the clean break. The break test shows a neat split with clear way and a smooth edge. Your log shows exact times for culture, calcium chloride, rennet, and clean break. Common fails and fixes. Grainy curd. The pot moved or the milk was too hot. Hold the pot still and keep to 85 next time. Bitter edge later. Too much rennet or old rennet. Reduce the dose and replace the bottle. Weak set that never firms. Culture packet was old or the room was cold. Use fresh culture and hold room near 70 degrees. Rubbery set. Heat drifted high. Keep the warm-up slow and stop at 85. Cloudy way during break test. Wait longer and keep the lid on. Do not stir. Document. Write the culture name and dose. Write ripen time. Write calcium chloride amount. Write rennet dose and dilution volume. Write the exact clean break time. Add one photo of the clean break line and one photo of the thermometer near target. Tag the images with the date and batch code. Recap. Warm to 85. Sprinkle and stir the culture. Ripen. Add calcium chloride if pasteurized. Dilute and add rennet. Hold the pot still. Wait for the clean break. Strong exit line. Your curd is set and ready. Next you will cut clean cubes, rest them, and lift them to the cloth without shattering the structure you built. Chapter 4. Cut, ladle, and handle curds. Opening beat. The surface holds. Your job now is to cut clean, rest a moment, and lift with care. Gentle moves protect moisture and give you smooth, spreadable cheese. Scope. This chapter covers cutting the set into 1/2-inch cubes, resting the cut, reading the way, and ladling curds into a lined colander without shattering structure. You will not salt or shape here. You will end with curds settled in cloth and ready for the drain chapter. Safety. Keep the pot steady. Work with clean hands and sanitized tools. Move slowly so you do not splash hot whey. Keep pets and drafts away from the counter. Tools and materials. You will need a curd knife or a long thin knife with a straight edge. A flat perforated ladle or a large slotted spoon. A fine cheesecloth or butter muslin, rinsed and wrung. A colander that nests over a bowl. A clean towel for drips. A timer. Your notebook and pen. Setup. Line the colander with damp cloth and set it over a bowl. The cloth should hang over the rim by several inches on all sides. Smooth the folds so there are no deep creases to trap curds. Place the colander near the pot so you do not walk while carrying curds. Sanitize the knife and ladle. Rinse them with hot water and air dry. Check the set one last time. Run the clean break test again. Slide a clean finger into the surface at a shallow angle and lift. You should see a neat split and clear way. If it still tears and clouds, cover the pot and wait 5 to 10 minutes. Write the time you began cutting. Cut size and pattern. You want 1/2-inch cubes. Repeat the size, 1/2 inch. The goal is uniform pieces that drain at the same rate. Cutting steps. Hold the knife vertical and cut straight lines from top to bottom across the pot. Keep the lines about 1/2 inch apart. Turn the pot 90 degrees. Cut a second set of parallel lines to make a grid of 1/2 inch squares. Angle the knife at 45 degrees and repeat the grid to cut the vertical columns into cubes. Work slowly so you do not tear the mass. Rotate the pot and repeat the diagonal in the other direction. Aim for even cubes through the full depth. Rest the cut. Cover the pot and let the curds rest for 5 minutes. This short rest lets the cut edges firm and seals moisture inside. Write the rest start and end times in your log. Assess the whey. Lift the lid and look between the cubes. The whey should look clear and pale. If it is very cloudy, your cut was rough or the set was soft. You can still make good cheese. Handle the next steps with extra care and shorten stirring to reduce loss. Optional gentle settle. For very soft sets, use a flat ladle to lift from the bottom and turn 1 or 2 gentle times to even the temperature. This is not a stir. It is a lift and settle. If the whey clouds when you lift, stop and give the pot 2 more minutes to rest. Prepare the landing zone. Check the cloth. It should be damp but not dripping. Smooth it again. The bowl under the colander must have room for whey to collect without touching the cloth. If the bowl is shallow, pour off whey during transfer so the cloth stays above liquid. Ladle technique. Use the perforated ladle to lift curds in blocks, not crumbs. Slide the ladle down the side of the pot and scoop along the bottom. Keep the scoop shallow so cubes stack instead of tumble. Lift slowly. Pause over the pot for 2 seconds to drain free whey. Move the ladle to the colander and slide the curds onto the cloth. Do not dump from height. Lay them down. Build the pile. Work in steady passes. Add curds to the center of the cloth first. Let them mound up. The weight will help the first drain without squeezing. Avoid spreading the curds thin. A deep pile drains cleaner and loses less butterfat. Protect the surface. If the cloth lifts with the curds as you build, stop and smooth it back into the colander. Creases can split the curd mass and cause whey pockets. Keep the cloth flat and supported by the rim. Do not stir in the colander. Once in the cloth, do not mix or press. Movement at this stage smears fat through the whey and roughens texture. Let gravity start the job. You will manage drain time in the next chapter. Recover the last curds. When only small bits remain in the pot, tilt the pot slightly and corral them with the ladle to one corner. Lift them with the ladle's edge. Do not chase crumbs all over the pot. Clouds in the whey mean you are losing more by chasing. Accept a small loss rather than tearing the whole batch. Read the whey again. Look at the whey left in the pot. Clear to faint straw color is the goal. Heavy cloud means motion was rough or the set was weak. Note this in your log. It helps you adjust rennet dose or set time next batch. Tie the cloth for a clean bundle. Gather the cloth corners over the mound. Bring two opposite corners together and knot them loosely. Bring the other two corners together and knot them over the first knot. The bundle should hold curds snug without squeezing. The knot should sit above the curd line, not pressed into it. Set the bundle to rest. Place the bundle back into the colander so the knots sit on top. The cloth should not sag into the whey. If the bowl has filled, pour off whey so the bundle stays high and dry. Cover the top lightly with a clean towel to keep dust off. Hold temperature. Room near 70 degrees keeps early drain smooth. If your kitchen is cool, set the colander in a larger bowl with warm tap water under it, not touching the cloth. Replace the warm water as it cools. If your kitchen is hot, move the setup to a shaded, cooler counter. Do not refrigerate yet. Chill slows acid development too soon. Timing handoff. You will set the full drain schedule in the next chapter. For now, note the time you finished ladling and tying. That moment marks the start of gravity drain. The first drip will be steady. It will slow as the curd contracts. Your notes from this point help you decide the total hang time later. Moisture control moves you can use later. If you know you want a wetter spread, stop the transfer a few minutes early and move directly to tying with a little whey still pooled in the cloth. If you want a drier finish, let the curds sit in the colander 2 or 3 extra minutes before tying so gravity starts the work. Write which choice you made so you can link it to the finished texture. Keep tools clean as you go. Rinse the knife and ladle with cool water. Wash with hot detergent water. Rinse hot and sanitize. Air dry. Rinse the pot with cool water so milk residue does not set. Wash and sanitize it for the next step. A clean pot makes the kitchen ready for the cloth hang and later salting. Texture cues that tell you you're on track. Curd cubes hold shape when lifted. They feel tender, not rubbery. The mound in the cloth settles slowly and evenly, not in sudden slumps. The whey under the colander runs clear and speeds up for a minute after each ladle pass, then evens out. If curds shatter while cutting, your set was soft or the knife dragged. Next time, wait longer before cutting and sharpen the knife. For this batch, increase care. Make fewer passes. Ladle larger sheets and let them fold in the ladle. If curds mat together in the pot, your cut spacing was too wide or you did not make the diagonal passes. Use the ladle edge to gently free the sheets along the cut lines. Lift in wide sheets and accept larger pieces in the colander. Do not saw them apart. They will separate during early drain. If whey looks milky, stop moving the pot. Let the curds rest for 2 minutes. Then resume lifting with slower motions and longer pauses over the pot. Shorten the distance from pot to colander. Accept a small yield loss now to protect texture later. If curds stick to the cloth, your cloth may be too dry or too coarse. Rinse the cloth in hot water, wring well, and relift the mound onto a freshly damp area. Next time, use butter muslin or a double layer of fine cloth. Smooth the cloth before each pass so curds lay on fabric, not into folds. Yield check. Estimate volume as you move curds. A gallon batch should give a mound that fills the center of a standard kitchen colander. Write a quick visual note such as quarter full, half full, or level with rim. These notes help you spot herd or season shifts long before a scale reading. Silence and patience. Once the bundle is tied and resting, let gravity work. Do not squeeze the cloth. Do not twist the knot. Pressure at this stage will drive out fat and leave you with a chalky bite. The slow drip builds the spreadable texture you want. Verify. You are ready for the drain chapter when 3 points are true. First, the curds are cut to 1/2 inch cubes across the pot. Second, the whey in the pot and under the colander looks clear and pale, not milky. Third, the tied bundle sits high in the colander with space for whey to collect without touching the cloth. Common fails and fixes. Uneven cubes. Slow down and keep the knife vertical. Use the pot's rim as a guide to space cuts. Shattered curds during lift. Use a flatter ladle, scoop along the wall, and pause to drain. Cloudy whey after transfer. Give the bundle 2 quiet minutes before any adjustment. Cloth sag in whey. Pour off whey from the bowl and raise the colander. Loss of curds through cloth. Use a finer weave or double layer and keep the cloth damp. Document. Record time of first cut, time of last cut, rest duration, start of ladling, end of ladling, and tie time. Note whey clarity and any clouding. Add 1 photo of the cut grid and 1 of the lined colander with the first ladle of curd. Tag both with the batch code and date. Recap. Cut to 1/2 inch. Rest 5 minutes. Lift in blocks, not crumbs. Lay curds into a damp, smooth cloth. Tie a snug bundle and set it high to drain. Strong exit line. Your curds are safe in the cloth and the first drip has started. Next you will manage drain time, salt by percent, and guide the pH to a smooth, bright finish. Chapter 5 Drain, Salt, and Target pH. Opening beat. The bundle drips in a steady rhythm. Gravity, time, and calm handling turn tender curds into smooth chèvre. Your job now is to guide moisture and acid so the finish is bright and spreadable. Scope. This chapter covers gravity drain in cloth, room and curd temperature control, reading the drip, checking pH, and salting by percent. You will finish with a smooth curd ready for simple forms in the next chapter. You will not shape logs or add herbs here. Safety. Keep the bundle above collected whey so the cloth never sits in liquid. Work with clean hands and sanitized bowls and spoons. Keep pets and drafts away from the draining station. Wash surfaces that touch whey. Chill the finished cheese as soon as the salt is mixed. Tools and materials. You will need the tied cloth bundle in a colander over a deep bowl. A hook or wooden spoon if you plan to hang the bundle. A timer. A pH meter or pH strips rated for dairy. Buffer solutions for meter checks at 7 and 4. A fine spoon or paddle for mixing. A scale for weighing curd and salt. Non-iodized cheese salt. Clean containers with tight lids. Paper towels. Setup. Choose a spot near 70 degrees. Set the colander high over a deep bowl so drip cannot splash the cloth. If you hang the bundle, tie the knots over a wooden spoon and rest it across a tall pot so the bag hangs in open air. Place the pH kit, scale, and salt nearby, but not under the drip line. Open your notebook to a new page with the date and batch code. Gravity drain basics. Gravity does the work. Do not squeeze the cloth. Do not twist the knot. The first hour gives a steady stream. The next hours slow to a drip. Most batches reach the sweet zone between 4 and 12 hours. Shorter time gives a softer spread. Longer time gives a firmer, crumbly finish. Your notes will help you set a house rhythm across seasons. Keep whey off the cloth. Check the bowl level often. Pour whey off before it rises to touch the cloth. If the cloth touches whey, the curd can wick liquid back and taste sour. Raise the colander if needed. Keep an eye on it during the first 2 hours when flow is strongest. Temperature and acid. Warm rooms speed acid. Cool rooms slow it. Aim for near 70 degrees. If your kitchen runs cool, you can set the colander in a larger dry bowl and place a pan of warm water under it without touching the cloth. Replace the warm water as it cools. If your kitchen runs hot, move the setup to the coolest clean corner you have. Do not refrigerate yet. Cold stalls acid too soon and can trap whey. How to read the drip. Watch the drip at the lowest corner of the cloth. A thick, steady thread in hour 1 means your set was sound. By hour 3 or 4 it should slow to a beat. By hour 8 it should be a slow tap. Open the bundle for a quick look only when the drip slows. The curd should hold a soft mound and pull clean from the cloth. If it smears and sticks, give it more time. Check pH with care. A pH meter is the most honest way to hit the target. Calibrate at 7 and at 4 before you measure. Rinse the probe with clean water and blot dry. Take a small sample of curd in a clean cup and measure there, so you do not foul the whole batch. Target pH at finish is 4.6 to 4.8. Write the number. If you use strips, use fresh dairy-grade strips. Press a pea of curd to the strip and compare at once. Read within the window on the package. Strips are less exact than a meter, but can guide you into the zone. When to stop the drain. Stop when your senses and your number agree. The mound feels tender and holds a shape. It tastes bright without sharp bite. The pH reads between 4.6 and 4.8. The cloth pulls away clean. For softer spread, stop on the early side. For firmer body, go closer to 4.6 and give another hour. If the cloth gets saturated, wake and load the fabric and slow drain. If the cloth is heavy and slick, lift the bundle into a second clean damp cloth. Tie the fresh cloth and set it back to drain. Do not squeeze the old cloth. Let it drip in the sink and wash it right away. Unpack and weigh. Set a clean bowl on the scale and zero it. Open the bundle and scrape the curd into the bowl with a clean spoon. Weigh the curd. Write the weight. This number drives your salt percent and helps you track yield over time. Salt by percent. Salt does more than season. It steadies moisture, supports texture, and tempers acid. A good range for Chèvre is 1.4 to 1.8% by weight. Many makers settle near 1.6%. Steps for accurate salting. Multiply the curd weight by 0.016 for 1.6%. Weigh that amount of cheese salt. Sprinkle the salt evenly over the curd. Fold with a spoon or paddle using slow strokes. Press and turn until the salt disappears. Do not whip air into the curd. Rest 5 minutes so crystals dissolve. Taste a pea. Adjust by a tiny pinch if needed. Record the final percent. If you do not have a scale, use percent next time. For today, start with about 1 level teaspoon of fine cheese salt per pound of curd. Mix and rest. Taste. Add by a pinch and taste again. Write how much you used so you can convert to percent later. Texture check after salting. Salt tightens the body slightly. After 5 minutes, the curd should feel smooth and spreadable. It should mound on a spoon and settle slowly, not run. If it feels chalky or dry, you drained too long. Fold in a spoon of cream to soften the finish. Note the fix in your log so you can shorten drain time next batch. Flavor check after salting. Taste should be clean and bright with a gentle tang. No harsh bitter edge. No barn or metallic notes. If bitterness shows, reduce rennet next time and check rennet age. If a barn note lingers, improve udder prep and chilling on the next milking. pH drift after salting. Acid continues to move for a short time even after salt. Expect a small drop of a few tenths as the curd settles in the fridge. If you stopped at 4.6, it may land near 4.5. If you stopped at 4.8, it may land near 4.7. Plan your finish to account for this drift. Moisture control levers. You control finish with these simple levers. Cut size at 1/2 inch protects moisture. Gentle ladling protects fat. Room near 70 keeps drain steady. Total hang time sets spread or crumble. Salt percent firms body. Use your log to tune one lever at a time. Do not change 3 things at once. What inspectors like to see. Clear separation of curd and whey. Cloth above liquid at all times. Written drain start and end times. pH readings with date and time. Salt percent noted with curd weight. Photos of the hanging bundle and the finished curd in the bowl. Clean labels on storage containers with date and batch code. Common fails and fixes. Curd too sour and crumbly. You drained too long or ran too warm. Next time, stop the drain sooner or set the room cooler. For this batch, blend in a spoon of cream to soften. Curd too wet and bland. You stopped early or the room was cool. Return the curd to a clean cloth for 30 minutes and check again. Next time, extend the drain by 1 hour and hold room near 70. Bitter taste. Too much rennet or old rennet. Reduce dose and use fresh. Flat flavor. Salt too low. Increase to 1.6% next round. Grainy mouthfeel. The bundle was squeezed or the cut was rough. Handle gently next time and avoid pressing. Sticky cloth release. Cloth weave too coarse or too dry. Use butter muslin or dampen the cloth well before filling. Care right after salting. Pack the salted curd into clean containers. Press the surface smooth to limit air pockets. Lay parchment over the top if the container is large. Cap and move to the coldest shelf. Hold at 34 to 38 degrees. Chilling now slows acid and locks texture. Yield notes. From 1 gallon of fresh goat milk, you can expect about 1.5 to 2 pounds of finished chèvre. Milk solids and season shift yield. Write the curd weight, the milk volume, and the season in your log. Over months you will see your pattern. That pattern helps you plan for events and market days. Taste and learn. Spread a spoon of warm, just salted curd on a cracker. Taste. Then taste again after it chills for 2 hours. The chilled sample will be brighter and a little firmer. This side-by-side tells you how time and temperature finish the flavor. Make a short note about which you like. Verify. 3 checks confirm you are ready to form. First, pH reads between 4.6 and 4.8. Second, the curd tastes bright and clean with salt balanced. Third, the texture is smooth and spreadable, not chalky and not runny. Document. Write drain start time and end time. Record room temperature at start and mid-drain. Record pH at the time you stop the drain, and again 2 hours after chilling. Write curd weight and salt percent. Add 1 photo of the open bundle and 1 of the salted curd in the bowl. Label storage containers with date, batch code, and salt percent. Recap. Keep the cloth high and dry. Aim for pH near 4.7. Salt by percent for control. Chill at once to hold the win. Strong exit line. Your curd is tuned and cold. Next you will form clean logs and medallions that slice neat and carry flavor without weeping. Chapter 6. Form and Flavor. Opening beat. Your curd is cool and salted. Now you shape it so it looks clean on the plate and holds together in the fridge. You will build small logs and simple medallions, set a clean surface, and add flavors that stick without weeping. Scope. This chapter covers portioning, rolling on parchment, quick chill to set shape, simple coatings, and clean labeling. You will keep flavors dry and light so the cheese stays fresh. You will not age, press, or rind. You end with neat pieces that slice clean and taste bright. Safety. Work cold and clean. Keep hands gloved or well washed. Use dry herbs and dry zest. Keep garlic in powder form and in tiny amounts. Hold finished cheese at 34 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Flavor 1 bowl at a time so raw herbs do not touch the plain batch. Tools and materials. You need chilled salted chèvre. Sheets of parchment. A bench scraper or a straight spatula. Food-safe gloves. A small scale for even portions. Shallow dishes for coatings. Dry herb mix such as chives, dill, thyme, or parsley. Cracked black pepper. Toasted seeds such as sesame if you like. Fine lemon zest. Garlic powder in a pinch. Labeled containers or wrapped parchment for storage. A tray that fits your refrigerator shelf. Setup. Clear a cool counter. Line a tray with parchment. Lay 2 or 3 extra sheets nearby for rolling. Set coatings in shallow dishes. Put on gloves. Zero your scale with a small bowl so weights are easy to read. Bring the curd from the fridge and keep most of it cold while you work in small batches. Chill to firm before shaping. Cold curd handles clean. If the curd feels loose, return it to the fridge for 10 to 15 minutes. A short chill lets you roll without smearing. The surface will take a coating better, and the log will hold its line. Choose your sizes. Pick a size you can use in 1 or 2 sittings. 4 to 6 ounces makes a handy snack log. 2-ounce medallions plate well for single servings. Decide now so you can repeat the size and label it the same way each time. Portion with the scale. Weigh a piece into your bowl. Tap the number into your log. Lift the portion to a fresh sheet of parchment. Keep the rest of the curd in the refrigerator. Work with a few portions at a time so the bowl does not warm. Roll clean on parchment. Fold the parchment over the portion. Press gently into a rough cylinder. Use the scraper to tuck the ends in tight. Roll forward while you pull the top sheet back. This tension tightens the log. Aim for an even diameter from end to end. The surface should look smooth, not rough. Set the shape with a quick chill. Move new logs to the lined tray. Chill them for 10 to 15 minutes. Cold sets the surface so the coating sticks and the knife makes a clean slice later. If the kitchen is warm, switch 2 trays so 1 set chills while you roll the next set. Medallions without molds. For medallions, scoop a portion onto parchment. Place a second sheet on top. Press to a flat round about 3/4 of an inch thick. Peel the top sheet away. Use the scraper to neaten the edge. Chill the round on the tray until firm. Keep flavors dry and simple. Moist coatings can cause weeping and shorten life. Use dry herbs, cracked pepper, dried citrus zest, or toasted seeds. Mix thin and even blends. Heavy coats can smother the surface and trap moisture. Coating steps that stick. Bring 1 log from the cold tray. Roll it gently in the dish so the coating clings. Press lightly with your fingers to seat the herbs. Turn the log and repeat until the surface is even. Tap off loose bits. Place the coated log on fresh parchment. Return it to the cold tray. Clean flavors that work. Chives and dill give a soft green note. Thyme adds a dry herbal line that pairs with olive oil at the table. Lemon zest brightens the dairy. Cracked black pepper brings a warm edge. Use garlic powder with restraint. A very small pinch can lift the aroma. Too much can turn harsh. Avoid wet additives now. Olive oil, roasted peppers, or chopped fresh herbs in oil can go on the plate at service. Do not fold them into the cheese now. Oil slows the surface dry and can pool in the wrap. Wet vegetables can add water that streaks into the curd. Keep the cheese clean. Garnish later. End finishes you can use. 4 tidy ends. Set the log upright and press the end lightly against a clean board. Turn once to square it. For a rounded end, cup your palm over the tip and turn a slow circle on parchment. The goal is a neat face that will slice without crumbling. Wrapping that protects shape. Wrap each log in fresh parchment. Roll once around with a little overlap. Twist the ends like a candy. The paper breathes and keeps the surface dry. Slip the wrapped log into a tight container. Air space invites drying. Choose a box that fits the batch with only a small gap. Label with useful facts. Write the date, batch code, flavor, size, and salt percent. Add a use by date 1 week out. If you made 2 sizes, mark weight on each label. These notes help you rotate stock and answer questions at home or at the market. Hold cold and flat. Place the tray on a level shelf. Keep the cold between 34 and 38 degrees. Do not stack warm items on top of the cheese. Give the logs 2 hours to firm before you slice or pack for a trip. Slice tests for quality. Unwrap 1 test log after the chill. Wipe a knife with a damp cloth. Slice 1/4 inch. The cut should be clean with no smearing. The slice should hold its face and not slump. If the knife drags, chill longer. If the slice crumbles, the curd drained too far. Note that in your log. Medallion coating without mess. For rounds, press the top face into a shallow dish of herbs. Lift and press the edge into a narrow strip of coating to make a ring. Leave the bottom plain so it sits flat. Set back on the tray and chill. Prevent cross flavors. Keep flavors in their own dishes and their own boxes. Dill next to pepper can borrow that aroma. Strong zest can perfume a plain log. Separate trays fix this. A divider of parchment helps inside a larger box. Light ash option for balance. A very thin dusting of food-grade ash can mellow surface acidity. Use it only if you know your source, and aim for a whisper-thin coat. Dust the log with a sieve, tap off the extra, and chill. The effect is subtle and works best with plain logs. Small bites for tasting flights. Roll some curd into small balls about 1 ounce each. Chill and coat half of them. Leave the others plain. These make quick tasting plates and help you learn which coatings your family likes. Label the box so you remember which is which. Flavor ratios that repeat. Write simple ratios so you can repeat wins. For 4 ounces of cheese, try 1 teaspoon chopped chives, 1/2 teaspoon dill, and a pinch of lemon zest. For pepper logs, start with 1 teaspoon cracked pepper per 4 ounces. Adjust by a pinch next time and note the change. Fixes for common shape problems. If a log flattens, it was too warm when you rolled or you did not chill long enough. Roll colder next time and give a longer set. If ends crack, your curd was a bit dry. Shorten drain next batch. If the surface sticks to the parchment, the paper is damp. Switch to a dry sheet and chill again. Fixes for coating problems. If herbs fall off, the log was warm or wet. Reheal and pat the surface dry, then roll again. If garlic tastes harsh, cut the dose in half and use powder, not raw. If pepper feels hot, use a finer grind or a lighter coat. Keep service in mind while you form. Logs make clean slices for a board. Medallions plate fast for breakfast. Small balls drop into a salad. Build a mix that fits the way you eat. Write how many pieces you made and which shapes moved quickest at the table. Transport without dents. Pack cold logs in a snug box lined with parchment. Place a second sheet between layers if you must stack. Fill any gap with a folded sheet to stop sliding. Keep the box flat in a cooler with ice packs under a towel. Do not place ice packs directly on the cheese. Shelf life reality. Fresh chèvre tastes best within 1 week. Flavored surfaces slowly fade and can soften with moisture. Keep the date visible and use oldest first. If a log tastes flat after a few days, a small pinch of salt on the slice can lift it. Plan small batches so nothing lingers. Inspector-friendly touches. Neat logs. Dry surfaces. Labels with date and batch code. Separate boxes for each flavor. A simple sheet that shows salt percent and size. Photos of your setup and your labels. These details show care and help you pass checks at events or fairs. Cost notes that help you price. Write how many pieces you formed from your batch. Write time on task from first portion to last wrap. Add the cost of herbs and paper. Divide by the number of pieces. You will see which sizes and flavors make sense for your table or your stand. Quality checks before you close the lid. Check 3 things. The surface looks dry and even. The log or round holds shape after a short rest at room temp. The cut face is smooth with no tear lines. If all 3 are true, you have formed well. Document. Record the weights you chose and the count of each shape. Note the chill times before and after coating. List each flavor and its ratio. Add 1 photo of the uncoated logs on parchment and 1 of the coated set on the tray. Write the results of the slice test. Recap. Portion cold. Roll tight on parchment. Chill to set. Coat with dry flavors only. Wrap, label, and hold cold. Strong exit line. Your logs and medallions are neat, flavored, and cold. In the final chapter, you will store, serve, and scale without losing the clean texture you worked to build. Chapter 7. Store, serve, and scale. Opening beat. Your cheese is shaped and cold. Now you keep it safe, present it well, and plan bigger batches without losing the clean texture you worked to build. Scope. This chapter covers short-term storage, cold chain habits, serving tips, transport, simple costing, and a basic plan to scale. You will set clear labels, rotate stock, and keep logs that inspectors and customers trust. You will not age or freeze for long storage. You end with a repeatable flow from fridge to table to market. Safety. Hold fresh chèvre at 34 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep it covered and away from raw meats and strong odors. Use clean knives and fresh gloves at service. Discard any cheese that sat above 41 degrees for more than 4 hours. Follow local rules for sampling and sales. Tools and materials. You need tight containers that fit your log sizes. Parchment for inner wraps. Labels with date, batch code, flavor, weight, and use by date. A fridge thermometer you read at least twice a day. A small cooler and ice packs for transport. A clean knife, a wire cutter, and damp towels for slicing. A simple log sheet for temperatures and movement. Setup. Choose the coldest shelf in the refrigerator. Place a fridge thermometer in plain sight. Set a tray that holds your labeled boxes without stacking. Keep a pen and log sheet on the door with a magnet. Make a small space in the freezer for ice packs so you can load a cooler fast. Cold storage habits that protect texture. Keep the range between 34 and 38 degrees. Read the thermometer morning and evening. Write the number and the time. If the number drifts high, move the cheese to a second fridge or to a cooler with fresh ice while you fix the setting. Cold and steady protects moisture and flavor. Warm and swinging makes weeping and sour edges. Rotation that keeps flavor fresh. Use a first in, first out system. Put the newest batch to the back and bring older boxes to the front. Each label should show the make date and the use by date. 1 week is the window for best flavor. Write a bold mark on boxes that need to be used today. Move them to a use first tray. Container choices that breathe just enough. Wrap logs in parchment and then place them in tight boxes. Parchment keeps the surface dry and clean. The box keeps out odors and bumps. Avoid plastic wraps straight on the cheese for days at a time. Trapped moisture can soften the surface and cause weeping. 4 single medallions. Use small snap boxes that fit without extra space. Odor control. Do not store onions, melons, or open fish near the cheese. Milk fat takes on smells, and the flavor will show it. Keep cheese in its own drawer or box. Close lids before you open other strong foods. Life in the fridge. Fresh chèvre tastes best within 7 days. Plan batch size so nothing lingers. If a log tastes flat on day 6, a light pinch of salt on the slice can lift it. If a log dries at the end, Fold a spoon of cream into a small bowl of the cheese and use at once. Write the note so you can fine-tune drain time next batch. Freezing reality. You can freeze chèvre in a pinch, but texture changes. The thaw can feel grainy and wet. If you must freeze, wrap a plain log in parchment and then in a tight freezer bag. Label and date. Use within 1 month. Thaw in the fridge overnight. Use in cooked dishes. Do not freeze flavored logs. Serving at home. Bring a log from the fridge to the counter 20 to 30 minutes before guests arrive. Room time softens the body and opens aroma. For clean slices, wipe the knife with a damp cloth between cuts. A wire cutter makes even coins without drag. Set the cheese on a cool plate, not a warm wooden board. Heat from a sunny window can start a weep. Pairings that work. Keep it simple. A drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of cracked pepper. A ring of chopped chives. A little lemon zest. Honey with a few toasted nuts. Fresh berries on the side. Warm bread, plain crackers, or crisp slices of apple. Serve wet toppings on the plate, not stored with the cheese. Avoid soggy plates. Hold any wet garnish until the moment you serve. Oil and fruit juice can pool and mark the cut face. Place garnishes around the cheese, not on top. Offer small spoons so guests can add flavor to their own slice. Slicing and portioning for events. Cut coins 1/4 inch thick for boards. Cut small triangles for medallions for salads. For tasting flights, roll small balls about 1 ounce each. Keep a damp cloth next to the knife and wipe the blade after each cut. Reheat a platter for 10 minutes if slices start to slump. Transport without losing the cold. Chill the logs for at least 2 hours before you pack. Line a cooler with a towel. Place 2 or 3 frozen packs at the bottom. Lay boxes on top and fill any gap with folded towels so nothing slides. Put 1 pack on the side and 1 on top. Close the lid. Keep the cooler out of the sun. Open only when needed. At the venue, move boxes to a fridge at once. If there is no fridge, keep them in the cooler and check with a thermometer every hour. Sampling rules that keep guests safe. Use toothpicks or small spoons. Do not allow double dipping. Keep samples on a cold plate. Refresh the plate every 30 minutes. Throw away leftovers from the sample plate. Wear gloves when you handle portions and change gloves after you handle money. Labels that answer questions. A clear label helps at home and at a booth. Print or write maker name, product name, flavor, weight, salt percent, make date, and use by date. Add a batch code that matches your log. Keep a card with ingredient list for each flavor so you can answer allergy questions. Keep a note that you follow local rules and keep cold chain records. Logs that inspectors like. Keep a simple binder. 1 tab for milk logs. 1 tab for pasteurized logs. 1 tab for culture and set times. 1 tab for pH and salt percent. 1 tab for storage temperatures, morning and evening. 1 tab for transport temperatures if you travel. Place a few clear photos of your clean break, your hanging bundle, your labels, and your cold setup. Neat records build trust. Yield math that drives planning. From 1 gallon of milk you expect 1.5 to 2 pounds of cheese. If your average is 1.8 pounds, write it and plan by it. A 6-ounce log uses a little more than 1/3 pound. That gives about 5 logs per gallon at your average. Make a small table in your log that shows gallons to logs so you can plan without guessing. Salt percent that stays steady when you scale. Keep salting by percent as batches grow. If you make 9 pounds of curd for a market day and your target is 1.6%, multiply 9 by 0.016. Weigh that amount of cheese salt. Mix in 2 or 3 small batches so you do not beat air into the curd. Rest 5 minutes and taste. Write the exact number you used. Culture and rennet scaling. Follow maker dose per gallon and scale straight by volume. Do not round up high. Too much rennet turns bitter and drains fast. Too much culture sours early. If you double the milk, double the culture and rennet. Hold the same 85-degree target. Keep the same stillness. Write what you did so results are tied to dose, not guesswork. Space and gear when you make more. 2-line colanders drain better than 1 big overloaded cloth. A rack above a deep pan gives more air and less wicking. 2 ice baths chill faster than 1 crowded sink. Simple additions protect the finish. Add gear as you need it. Keep each path clean and clear so you do not trip or splash. Time blocks that prevent rush. Write a small schedule for big days. Milk and chill by 9 in the morning. Heat and hold by 11. Culture at noon. Rennet at 12:30. Clean break by 1:15. Cut and ladle by 1:30. Tie and drain by 1:50. Salt and chill by 7 in the evening. Form by 8. Label by 9. Move times to match your kitchen. The point is to see the day on paper, so you pace the work. Labor notes that help you price. Write start and end times for key steps. Note how many hands helped and for how long. Add the cost of milk, culture, rennet, salt, herbs, paper, and boxes. Divide by the number of pieces. Add a fair hourly wage and a small margin for breakage. The number that remains is your price floor. If the market price is lower than your floor, change size, change flavor costs, or keep it a home product. Market day checklist. Cold packs frozen. Cooler pre-chilled. Boxes labeled and dated. Sample cups. Toothpicks. Gloves. Damp cloths. Clean knife and wire cutter. Trash bag. Hand sanitizer. Temperatures log sheet with a pen. A small printed card that says keep refrigerated and best within 1 week. Count your stock. Write the numbers. Check the count again at closing. Common storage problems and fixes. Weeping surface. Fridge is warm or boxes were stacked tight. Drop the temperature, give the cheese space, and keep parchment between layers. Surface slime. Wet herbs or oil. Use dry coatings only and add oil at service. Dry edges. Air space in the box or long storage. Use tighter boxes and plan smaller batches. Cross flavor. Dill next to pepper. Separate flavors in their own boxes. Condensation in the box. The cheese was warm when boxed. Chill logs before boxing and use dry parchment. Common serving problems and fixes. Smearing slices. Knife is warm or the cheese is too warm. Chill 10 minutes and wipe the blade with a damp cloth between cuts. Crumbly coins. The curd drained too long. Note the texture and shorten hang by 1 hour next batch. Flat taste on day 3. Salt was low. Increase from 1.4 to 1.6% next time. Waste into value. Clear whey can feed pigs or chickens in small amounts if your animals tolerate it. It can enrich bread dough or soup. Do not pour large amounts into a small septic system. Use it in the garden only if your soil benefits and you do not flood beds. Follow local rules for disposal. Verify. Check 3 points before you call the batch done. Labels show date, batch code, flavor, and use by date. The fridge log shows twice daily temperatures in the safe range. A test slice from 1 log cuts clean and tastes bright. Document. Photograph the labeled boxes on the tray. Take a picture of the fridge thermometer at morning and evening. Keep a copy of your simple checklist with notes on what ran smooth and what slowed you down. Attach receipts for herbs, paper, and boxes to your cost page. Recap. Keep it cold and steady. Label and rotate. Serve simple and dry. Pack tight for travel. Scale with percent, schedules, and notes. Strong exit line. You now have a clean path from goat to board and a plan to repeat it. Use your log, tune 1 lever at a time, and your Chèvre will stay bright, smooth, and reliable every week.